I think the Weeknd is on a level similar to Michael Jackson.
All right, bro. Like, bro.
Well, I don't know if you guys can recognize us because we're back with a season 5 premiere, but this is a brand new Are We Recording? Brand new. Because in this season 5, we're starting out with a bang. Us, the Are We Recording boys, 007 Gage Sutton, and the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton. Your boys made it to NBC. Ethan, roll the clip.
Superstars swapping teams in the middle of the season, and fans left wondering what just happened and what happens from here. Dana Griffin has the details.
I swear to God, bro. Bro, what?
One of the most stunning trades in NBA history, sending fans late last night over the edge.
Wow, Luka just got traded for Anthony Davis.
Now,
You already know who it is. You already know.
You might be asking, who is that handsome fella and how did he get on national television? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're trying to find out who he is, his name's Ethan Hamilton.
Come on,
and
Mr. 5'6", of pure temptation. Pablo Freshigamar. The price of the brick just went up. If you want to come on AWR now, you already know what it is. Time to cough it up. We are now NBC certified.
Hell yeah, man. It was really exciting to see that. And our recording just on to just bigger and better things here in season 5. So we want to thank all of y'all for all the support you've gotten through season 4 and for us, doing something cool like this. Let's keep it going into season 5, because this is just the beginning, man. AWR on NBC. Maybe we get our own weekly show down the road. We're working it out.
Baby?
Yeah,
we're not greedy. We take a segment here and there. We'll take a show, a little 30-minute morning show, man. Bro, this is the coolest thing that's happened to us in a minute, bro. Like yesterday when I found out, like it's not like we got notified that this was happening. Like we had no idea. I see it as like an act of God. Shout out my Uncle Noel. He was watching the NBC Nightly News and he showed me a text like, hey, Ethan, like, congratulations, like for the pod and everything. And I was like, okay, appreciate you. He's like, yeah, no, I saw you on the TV. And I'm like, dog, what are you talking about? Like, I'm sitting here confused as hell. Like what? Like on the news, on the TV? Like, what do you mean by that? He's like, yeah, no, I saw you on there. Like, I just sent it to your parents. I saw a clip of you talking about Luka. And I was like, it hadn't registered to me. I was like, really? I was on like NBC, like was I on DFW News or was I on NBC Nightly News? And then my parents are like reacting to it and they're like, oh my God, Ethan, we saw you on the TV. And I'm like, can somebody just send me a video clip of what it was? I didn't know if it was a tweet because I was tweeting up a storm about that Luka trade, which we will get into very shortly. But I was just so confused. I was like, what? And then they showed me that clip. Dog, I was so happy.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, man. When you posted it on the story, that was when I saw it for the first time. I know you were at work, busy while this was happening, but I see it on the story and I'm like, whoa, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so cool, man. Just a great feeling. And yeah, we just so happy, man. We've been working really hard and it's starting to pay off a little, right?
A little bit. This is a nice little treat to start 2025 with.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate that. Whoever at NBC that saw the vid and fuck with the kids like that, I appreciate y'all. And AWR to the moon. You already know the vibes. And if you aren't subscribed already, because I know some of the homies and some of the folks, they knew about the pod that you wasn't subscribed. It's okay, I forgive you. But it's time to subscribe right now. Hit the like button. Hit the bell so you know when we drop, because we're gonna keep being dropping. What Drake say? Drop. That's how we're gonna be all 2025. So please tap in. You can follow us at AWR_podcast on Instagram and on TikTok and on Twitter, X. Just make sure to tap in, man. We got more content coming for you.
Hell yeah. And with that, let's get into the reason why you were on NBC. Why Are We Recording was on NBC. And that, Ethan, is because unless you've been living under a rock, the biggest trade in maybe sports history just happened. Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks gets traded for Anthony Davis of the LA Lakers. And there's more to the trade, obviously, but those are the two big pieces. And Ethan, I just want to get your reaction. Where were you when it happened? What were your like feelings, bro? You're a Mavericks fan and you're a Lakers fan,
Don't
quote
do
unquote.
that. Don't do that.
I'm gonna do that. So like, how are you feeling, man? This must be very conflicting for you.
It really was. And to set the scene, I was in Houston for my friend's birthday party, and the party's going on, and I'm just on my phone looking at the group chat real quick, and I hear Jason just put the Shams tweet, and I was like, bro, stop playing, bro. Like, is this late at night? Go do something. Go hop on 2K. Go do something. Don't try to ruin my day with this fake Luka news. I leave it alone. 5 minutes, come back. The group chat is blowing up, and I'm like, dog, this isn't real. Like, why are y'all wasting my like? You're gonna ruin my not my high, but you're gonna ruin my level right now. Like, don't ruin the vibes, please, please, please. Then I see more and more reports about it being true, and I just could not believe it. I was praying. I was hoping that this was not real. Like, oh, I was so upset, bro. Like, it didn't really set in until that drive back from Houston to Dallas. I was like, Luka really got traded. The face of Dallas sports got traded in his prime after coming off a finals trip.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, because I was just getting home after the Royal Rumble. I was watching it with Dylan in St. Marcus, and I get back to my house and Dylan texts me and he's like, dude, check your phone. And I see the Shams update. The first thing that came to my mind was, dude, he got hacked. There's no way. This is like an NBA 2K trade. Like, Luka Doncic is getting traded from the Dallas Mavericks. He's someone that I never expected to see leave Dallas. I thought he was going to be a for-lifer. And to see that they were the ones who initiated the trade, and the fact that it just happened out of nowhere too. Like, there was no talk about it. No one ever said Luka or AD was unhappy or that there was any chance of them being traded at the deadline. So yeah, man, I was just as shocked as everyone else. And it's still like dumbfounds me why the Mavericks would do that, because the reasoning, Ethan, and we'll get into how you feel about it too, but Anthony Davis, according to Nico Harrison, gives the Mavericks a better chance of winning a championship this year than Luka. This is a team that's just coming off a finals appearance. They're trading a 25-year-old superstar, megastar, for an aging big who also has injury concerns. I just don't get it, man. And you get one first-round pick in exchange when you could have easily told other teams that Luka was available and would have gotten a king's ransom. There were teams that would have given you their 3 best players for Luka, and instead,
you could have probably went to minus 3 teams in the NBA. You probably could have got, like you said, the 3 best players on their team. And I'm about to go on a little rant for a second, because it's like there's so many different aspects of this, right? The first part, I have to really think of, why would Nico Harris do this? And hearing all the reports that have come out in the last 48, 72 hours, it just really seems like Nico Harris and the Mavs front office, they weren't fucking with Luka. They were sick and tired of his quote unquote weight issues. They were sick and tired of him being out of condition. And I just don't understand why. Because this guy is 25. And if Luka was 27 years old, or not 27, if Luka was 270 pounds, he just got you to the finals, averaging 30, 10, and 10, and he was 270. I don't give a fuck if that's what he was. So what? And now it was another report too that, well, Dallas wasn't sure if they really wanted to pay him the Luka the super max, the 370 or 340 it was, for 4 or 5 years to be on the team. If Luka can't get that money, then who? Then who is worth that money?
Literally.
Then nobody's ever worth that money. I just don't understand it, bro. It just really seems like they was not fucking with Luka behind the scenes.
Yeah, dude, I just, the biggest thing that keeps coming up is the weight. And like, and the injuries, I guess, like they kind of build up or whatever, but that doesn't justify trading for Anthony Davis, whose nickname for the last couple of seasons is Data Davis.
Street clothes, like, and it's not a knock against, like,
AD's a great player
to show how good. You know how nuts this shit is? We're treating Anthony Davis like he's Hassan Whiteside. Yeah. We're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer, a top 15 player in the league, one of the 3-4 best defensive players in the league, and we're treating him like he's just a role player.
Because that's how good Luka is. Yeah. And man, Luka's in his prime, like you said, dude. It's just, it's unbelievable. It's malpractice by the organization. The Dallas Mavericks hate their fans.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to, like, it's hard because I've given Nico a lot of credit of how he's been able to build the Mavs the last 3-4 years. He has turned that roster completely upside down, made it in his image, literally, and made them contenders. And I gave him credit. I gave him so much leeway for it. But Nico Harris did not earn the right to trade Luka Doncic. Nico Harris did not. If Nico Harris had been the one to draft Luka Doncic, if Nico Harris had been there before Luka and built this team from since then I could be like, you know what? He has enough cachet. He has enough reputation with the city of Dallas that he can not necessarily get away, but that people will be able to hear him out. But he doesn't. He doesn't. And then for him to have that tone-deaf press conference, which is going to go down as one of the worst press conferences I've ever seen a GM do, where he's laughing in the interview. He's answering too much questions. He's giving too much information, telling the fans that the Mavs owner thought he was joking at first when he brought up the idea. Pelinka was confused and didn't understand the idea. He brought the idea to Pelinka for AD.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the other way around. He didn't want to tell anybody because he was worried about it leaking and Luka and his agent gaining leverage. Because he's absolutely right. If Luka found out he was going to trade him, the Mavs' public outrage, no way would Nico been able to do that. No way he would have been able to do that. And it was some sneaky, underhanded backdoor. It was some slime ball fucking shit what he did to Luka. It really was. It really was. And to do that to a player like I live in Dallas. Luka's my favorite player. They slimed him out, though. That cool son. Like, I feel like Nick looking too much into it from an X's and O's perspective. And I still think he got it wrong on that side.
Yeah, because like I won't doubt the Mavericks are probably going to be pretty good this season. They'll probably make a good playoff run with AD and Kyrie, and the rest of the team is solid. But to me, this is a team that you built around Luka, and now Luka's not there anymore. And I don't know, man. It's just I kind of feel for you, but I kind of don't, because at the same time, I'm eating over here as a Spurs fan.
I know you
are. Trade deadline has
you.
been great to me, and yeah, we'll get to me. But like, to stay on the Luka thing, the fact that he went to the Lakers too, man, like this just it sucks. Nuts. It sucks, dude.
And I like, don't get me wrong. If I would have rather him leave Dallas for any team, it was the Lakers. I would have loved to see him in that purple and gold. It just wasn't time yet. Yeah. Luka was supposed to be 30, 31. Have
win
championship with Dallas.
Yeah.
Like win one championship, have 2 MVPs with Dallas, and then get a shot to go play with the Lakers. It wasn't supposed to be like this, dog. He was supposed to finish as the all-time scorer, officially be the best player in franchise history. And now that's not gonna happen. Because Luka, best believe I hear Mavs saying, even I fell into the delusion a little bit. Hey, maybe in 4 years, Nico will get fired and Luka's contract will run up. Luka will never play for the Mavericks again.
No,
for what they just did to him. Rightfully so. I would never play for them again. What they just did to him.
Yeah, it's rough. Did you see there's some Texas State students who went out to the statue in the at the square? And, yeah. It's that's awesome. But
from the Lakers perspective, like if I put my Lakers cap on right now, this is officially the start of the rebuild.
Yeah.
This is officially the start of the rebuild, because this is the first time in LeBron James's career where he's not the best player on the team.
Well, let's think about it, dude. I mean, I think there's a case to be made that AD had been playing better than LeBron at some point, but this is Luka that we're talking about, and Luka at this point in time, we were talking about him as a top 3 basketball player in the world.
I think he's the best playoff riser in basketball. Nobody plays better in the playoffs than Luka does.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to ask you is knowing that the Lakers aren't going to move off LeBron, or at least that's what the reports are. A lot can happen. We're recording this Monday night, so trade deadline will be on Thursday. So we'll see what happens, but it looks like LeBron is going to be staying in LA. Do you think they will make a trade this offseason to make them competitive while they still have Luka and LeBron? Because as of right now, they're still in the Western playoff
The 5th seed,
picture.
5th or
Yeah.
6th seed.
Yeah, they're still in very good position. And if Luka's injury isn't as bad as people thought it was and they get a decent big, I think this team kind of could make a push, and they'd be scary to see with LeBron and Luka running the show.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern is defensively, right? Like Luka is not really going to play that much defense as of right now. I think LeBron's about to get him on that 0 dark 30 training camp this offseason, and we're about to see Luka's already, I think, the biggest heel in basketball. He's about to take that shit to another level.
We're about to see Luka at like 180 this year.
You think I'm fat? You think I can't condition? Watch fucking this. Watch this. Watch what I'm about to do. I think it's going to be insane. I think it's going to be insane.
Offseason, he's going to have a 6-pack abs, bro. Yeah, just fucking shredded.
Bro, think about how much money the Mavs cost Luka not giving him that Supermax.
Oh,
He's now he went from the state with the lowest state income tax to now the state with the highest state income tax, and he's gonna get paid less money annually. He is livid right now. Livid. Because he grew up in Dallas, bro. Let's keep a spade a spade. He grew up in Dallas. He was planning on really spending the rest of his career. Unless something comes out, Luka has made it pretty clear in his letter to Dallas, in his quotes, that he wanted to be a Dallas Maverick forever. And if I'm the Lakers, like you said, I'm Braun, like, yeah, we want you a part of this team, but if you want to go, where do you want to go? Like, we're going to get a haul back for you, and then we're going to build Luka, because someone's going to come play with Luka in the next 2 years. Best believe these are going to come play for Luka in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
If they get it big, they get more shooters, they're probably going to flip Austin Reeves, because now that Luka's on the team, it kind of makes Austin Reeves' role irrelevant as one of the primary ball handlers. When you have Luka and Braun, it's like, we don't need you. You're not better at Luka than anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Austin Reeves will now be a little more, because I know that was one of the players that they didn't want to trade during this deadline, but maybe it makes him a little more expendable now that you have Luka on the roster. But all right, E, we talked about the trade that shook up the entire world, the NBA. Let's talk about the trade that brought me a lot of happiness, man. And we kind of saw it coming. We heard the rumblings that De'Aaron Fox was headed to San Antonio, and it's official now. In a 3-team trade, Zach Lavine is on his way to Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox on his way to San Antonio, and the Chicago Bulls get some picks. I got to say, as a Spurs fan, I am so excited, man. The Spurs did not give up any of their great pieces, any of their great young pieces. Sohan, Vassell, Castle. They kept Keldon Johnson. All those guys are still on the roster. And bringing a talent like De'Aaron Fox onto this young team with Wemby, who, call me crazy, bro, I really do think he's a top 5 player in the NBA right now. And
I think he's approaching that status quickly. And seeing the Spurs be able to build over Wemby like this so fast, De'Aaron Fox is a great player. He's going to be a Spur for a very long time. I don't know if he's good enough to be a number 2 on a championship team. We'll see how kind of the Spurs round out the rest of this roster. But now you have, as of right now, the second big pillar on the team.
Yeah.
It's Wemby, of course, first, and then it's Fox. Everybody else can go if it need be.
Yeah, low-key. I mean, the thing I like about this team right now going into these playoffs is I'm not going to say they're going to make a finals run or anything this season, but with this addition, that allows you to move Chris Paul to the bench. And him being a 6-man running your second unit, man, I think the Spurs are going to be a very tough out. And De'Aaron
When you have a
Fox,
guy,
man,
when you have a guy like Wemby, and now you have a guard, like a legit all-star, maybe all NBA caliber guard to go next to him.
yeah,
It's a great pickup, and they didn't have to give up Vassell. They're gonna have Castle right there to build next to them. Sohan has played really, really good this season.
all they gave up was Zach Collins and Trey Jones, dude. Basically, I mean, they gave up a couple picks too, but
So
at
what?
the end of the
So
day,
what?
yeah. So
At a
what?
certain point, you're gonna be with Wemby. When Wemby gets where he's gonna get, those picks don't matter. And to have a guy like CP3 to already he's mentoring Stephon Castle, who's going to be a stud, probably going to win Rookie of the Year this year. And then you're going to pair him with De'Aaron Fox, who's already a stud, who's already an all-star player, a great scoring guard in this league. You're kind of starting to define the roles out on this team. It's a great pickup, bro. Like, I don't think they're at contenders level yet, but like next year, maybe they see what they're going to be able to get for Vassell, for Keldon Johnson, for Sohan, if they want to get rid of any of those three.
Yeah, they got a big offseason coming up. I know De'Aaron's going to get that extension. I think he was just waiting to get to San Antonio before he signed it, but he'll be around for a while, and Spurs will just have to see what else they do with the roster. But I'm excited, man. I'm really happy. On the other side of it, looking at the Kings, moving on from De'Aaron Fox sucks for them. He was their franchise player, and I mean, they get Zach Lavine, but I don't think that
for really pennies on the dollar, for really nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and I like it because I wouldn't say it maximizes, but it's like you can't let a season like this from Sabonis go to waste, right? You still have DeMar DeRozan, and I say a lot with these smaller market teams like Sacramento, who doesn't get these stars often. A lot of the aspirations aren't championship or bust. It's let's stay as relevant as long as we can. Let's try to make some memories. Let's try to get people to want to come play in our city by just playing good basketball, even if we're winning all the time. And Lavine extends that opportunity that you had with Fox. Now, and Lavine's going to be extremely motivated too, because the past 2 years, what's been going on in Chicago. He as far as the scoring wise, he has the keys to the castle.
Yeah.
So it's a really big opportunity for him as well.
Yeah, this is gonna be the first time he plays in the playoffs since when was the last time the Bulls made the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. How do you feel about the Western Conference in general? Do you still, because me personally, I feel like Dallas is still with Anthony Davis. I still think they're the clear-cut second best team in the West.
I think so too, bro. I think the AD signing for the AD trade, as much shit as we're going to talk about it, and everyone should, the Mavericks are still going to be a very good team, like we talked about. And I don't see the second seed out of their reach.
Because like don't get shit twisted. That's still Anthony Davis.
Dude, he's gonna play the 4 now too. That's what he's been wanting to do for so long that he wasn't able to do in LA because it was either that or Jackson Hayes. Yeah.
And then but you think of that Mavs roster, it puts a lot of pressure on Kyrie and Jaden Hardy for sure. But like you talk about the lineup, you have Kyrie, you have Clay, you have PJ Washington, Anthony Davis now, and Derek Lively at the 5. And then off the bench, you still have Gafford. You still have Najee Marshall, which has been great this year. Quentin Grimes, which still has been great this year. Jaden Hardy, great this year. Dallas still goes 9 deep. I think offensively, as far as getting open looks and playmaking, they definitely went down. Defensively, they went up. Now, do I think that's going to match what they lost offensively? No, I don't. And this is still the best roster Anthony Davis has had since the 2020 Lakers.
Yeah.
This really is. This is a championship and contending roster. And who knows, maybe Dallas goes and gets another ball handler to put next to Kyrie and Klay Thompson and Jaden Hardy. Who knows?
Yep. We've got till Thursday to see some of these moves. And while we're still on the trade deadline, let's talk about one more guy who's reportedly on the move. Jimmy Butler, still not finding any traction in the trade market. Apparently, there were reports that he didn't want to go play in Golden State and wouldn't sign an extension there. So that kind of killed talks with the Warriors. What do you think about the whole Jimmy Butler situation?
I think Jimmy, usually I'm on the side of the players, right? And for this part, I am. to a certain extent. I feel like Jimmy's handled this not the best. I feel like he's used a lot of the credibility he's built up from fans in the past couple of years on this, because fans stood by you when you wanted to get out, when you left Chicago. Fans stood by you when you left the Sixers. They stood
And
by
Minnesota.
you when you left Minnesota. But Jimmy, you're 35, 36 years old. The last really year and a half, you have not been good at all. And you've had a great run with the Heat. Arguably, you've had your top 3, top 4 player in Heat history. If you look at all the playoff performances he's had with them, you could argue that he probably has 3 out of the 5 best playoff performances in a Heat jersey in their history, from what he did with the Lakers in against the Lakers in the 2020 finals to what he did against Boston in the 2022 playoffs. He's led him to 2 finals. Like, Jimmy Butler has by no means underachieved with the Heat, but at a certain age, like, you're not giving that supermax production. And Pat Riley, I get it. He's not in the business of doing anything for favors or doing anything just because. But for Jimmy to kind of stomp his feet and doing this whole like show of it, I'm just not a fan of. I think he should go out and ball a little bit, because right now, in this way of him doing is not working. If it was working and teams are looking for him, then I'd be like, hey, put my hands up. You do what you got to do. But you're doing that and nobody's wanting you. That's where I kind of like.
No, I'm with you. And I mean, I think the biggest problem here is his contract. Is he wants an extension, and his contract right now is huge. I think it's like 40 Cox sources. It's like 40 mil, I think, annually. So that's a lot of money. And a team is not going to trade for a guy that already has been injured, is older, has a history of causing chaos in the locker room like this. It's not worth it. That's why Golden State backed out. And I honestly, low key, dude, I can see the Heat just cutting Jimmy Butler to just cut their losses and say, like, fuck it, dude. We tried. We couldn't get any trades. It might suck, but I think he's a free agent this offseason anyways. So it would just get the process going a little faster. And yeah, man, the Heat are just in a rough situation with that one, because it's not looking like they're going to get anything back for Jimmy Butler.
And Pat Riley's very spiteful. It doesn't look like he cares. It doesn't look like he cares at all.
Yeah,
but this trade deadline has been one of the most exciting ones for sure that we've had in a very long time.
We were thinking it was going to be kind of uneventful, man. We thought Jimmy Butler was going to be the top free agent or top like player available during the deadline. Yeah. And then we see Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, and then De'Aaron Fox, Zach Lavine. Like, these are all very good all-star players. So yeah, man, it's been really exciting. We still got a couple more days. So if you want to keep up with what's going on with the NBA, make sure you are following us on Twitter. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, and make sure you're following us on TikTok. All of those we post daily and talk a little bit about music and all kinds of other stuff. So we really appreciate the follow. And if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Yeah. But it's time for our favorite segment of the show to start season 5.
Come on.
Put you on.
Yeah. We having a good episode.
Hey, we're killing it.
Bang.
All right, man. Well, I say let's get started with some movies, because I think we're going to have something similar for music. So, without further ado, take it over for TV shows and movies.
For me, it's got to be season 2 of Severance on Apple TV. Season 1 was one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen, and they're already starting this season 2 with a bang. Adam Scott, Ben Stiller, they got some magic on their hands. 3 episodes deep. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this show is headed. If you haven't heard of Severance, kind of like a quick synopsis of it is that this company is able to do this procedure called severance, where they're able to have severed employees. And basically severed employees are people that have two different personalities, one for work and one outside of work. And they don't interact. They don't have access to the same memories, same experiences as the other. So the way this show is able to basically every character, every actor, actress is doing two characters. They're doing their innie and their outie. And you go into this whole conspiracy theory of like, what are they doing in that company? What actual work are they actually doing? And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a great show. If you're really into sci-fi thriller, it's a slow burn. Because at first couple episodes, you're like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. They're not really progressing the plot too much because we're still trying to understand it and the layout and the world building. Once it goes, and it's a great show.
Yeah, I've heard great things, man, and I've added it to my list, so I'm definitely gonna get to it because big Ben Stiller fan, obviously Adam Scott and all those guys who are working on that show. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
What you got for TVs and movies?
I am gonna recommend a show on Netflix, and if you have ever met me or Dylan, you know that we love the show I Think You Should Leave on Netflix with Tim Robinson.
Oh, there's a new season?
There's not a new season, but he's got a show called Detroiters on Netflix that is very, very funny. It's like a sitcom show where he's like an ad salesman with his friend Sam, and they just get into a bunch of crazy hijinks, do a bunch of crazy shit. And if you've seen the show, let's hustle.
Bet that
you'll get it. You'll get it. So
no, I'm gonna tap in. You put me on to Tim Robinson, so I'm down. I didn't even know that show existed. That's tough.
Yeah, he's very funny. Very just a very stupid humor. So if you're into that shit, definitely recommend Detroiters. But
I let you rock. You already know what time it is. I'll let you rock. Let you rock. Okay. Camera on
me, man. Hey, solo me up for this one because this is my boy Abel. He's dropping his final album as The Weeknd. I think he said he's still going to continue making music as Abel Tesfaye and other, alter egos he finds. But his last album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, released this last week, and I gotta say it was the perfect end to the trilogy of Don FM and After Hours. It just was a great blend of all the sounds that we loved from both those albums. And the production is amazing. The features are great. His voice obviously is just incredible as always. And the album just flows. It just flows so nice, man. Like I really don't know what else to say about it. It's an experience. And there are a lot of existential themes, I would say, similar to Don FM and After Hours, but just like a final goodbye from The Weeknd is what it sounded like to me. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I'm content. I think like if The Weeknd were never to make music again as The Weeknd, I'd be happy. But Abel, we still need to hear what's going on with you, man, because he's too talented to not be putting stuff out into the world. And whether that
as long as he's not doing another TV show again, as long as he's never doing another TV show again.
Yeah, well, he's working on movies now. He's working on movies now, so we'll see. I don't know if I want
that. No, Gage, I couldn't have said it better than you did. Hurry Up Tomorrow is a really, really great album. And leading up to it, I wasn't sure what to expect, especially with the promotion of it, because he started promoting this damn near back in September, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like the noise has been like a little quiet. Like the singles, so to speak, weren't as big and as grandiose as we're used to seeing from The Weeknd. He had that Timeless record with Playboy Cardi, which is pretty great. It's doing pretty great. But then he had that Sao Paulo record that I didn't fuck with at all. Again, probably not my targeted demographic. I don't listen to that Brazilian funk music. Or maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just wasn't for me. I didn't fuck with it. And then since then, I haven't really heard nothing from there. And then I remember like 2 days before the album came out, I was like, do we got a Weeknd album coming this month? And my homie was like, yeah, bro, like it's in 2 days. And I was like, oh shit, like I had no idea. Like that's how little I knew of the album. So when the album came out, I was like, bro, this shit is really good. for it being 22 tracks, and it is a long album, like an hour and 24 minutes. It's really, really fucking good. For me, honestly, I love the first track. I love the intro track, Wake
So
Me Up.
good.
I
So good. The
love the fact
Thriller
he used
sample.
the Thriller sample was great.
So good.
I wasn't really rocking too much with Cry For Me. I Can't Fucking Sing Sao Paulo Until We're Skin and Bones. But from Baptized in Fear to really all the way to Baptized in Fear to Niagara Falls.
Nah, dude, even
That
take
shit
me
was-
back to LA is crazy.
I liked Red Tear. I like The Abyss a lot. I like Red Tear, but this
Without
album
a
is great.
warning.
Out of
Yeah.
22 tracks, after having like 4 or 5 days to listen to it, I really rock with probably like 16 of these, 15.
Yeah.
It's a good album, bro. Like my favorite tracks, bro. Enjoy the Show. Oh my goodness. Enjoy the Show. Reflections, Laughing.
Great.
With Travis Scott.
Oh, so
Open
good.
Hearts. Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought, like, especially with a couple of these tracks, Reflections, Laughing, especially. I think that's the closest he's gotten to Trilogy Weekend, House of Balloons in a long time. I was like, hold on. Does this sound like what I think it sound like? That track was great, bro.
Yeah,
That track,
man.
Give It Up on Me. Ooh.
Giving up on me.
The drums of Niagara Falls. Yeah, this is a really great project, bro.
Bro, the end of Giving Up on Me too, like that last part with the piano and it's the sunshine. He was fucking cooking, bro. He was on another level, man. And again, I'm just very happy with the trilogy. This is like, I low-key had very like low expectations for this album. I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. I don't know how he's gonna follow up Don FM. And I just had a feeling that it might not live up to what my expectations were gonna be. But bro,
I think for me,
my biggest complaint is the album cover.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it
Personally. But besides that, I loved it. I loved it.
I think I have a hot take. I believe this second Weekend trilogy with Hurry Up Tomorrow, Dawn FM, and what's the first one?
After Hours.
And After Hours is better than the original trilogy.
Ooh, I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I'm not mad at it.
And I think because he kind of switched more into that pop lane, a lot of OG Weekend fans might not give it the credit it deserves, but it's up there. It's as good, bro. I believe at least, considering the fact that he has to now feed a lot of different sound. He has to feed a lot of different sounds and like basses and demographics more than he had to do the first one. I think he knocked that shit out the fucking park, bro.
Bro, I just love like his evolution too of just like the sounds throughout his discography. It always sounded different. I mean, like trilogy, both of the trilogies had themes and like kind of a similar like sound, I guess. But Starboy,
which I love it. That's still my favorite Weekend sound is what he did on there.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, like you can even go to his other albums too, where the sound is completely different. The themes different. Starboy, Kissland, Beauty Behind the Madness. I mean, it's just he's got a great discography, and to me, I know I've said it before, and I've caught a lot of flack for this opinion, but I really do think The Weeknd is a generational artist. We should all appreciate him.
I believe
and again, my opinion. You can flame me in the comments if you want, but I think The Weeknd is on a level similar to Michael Jackson.
All right, bro. Like you still on this bullshit?
I still am.
Dude, you still on that bullshit?
What is the argument against him? What is the argument against him?
He doesn't deserve to be in the same combo with Mike Jack.
Why?
There's only one person ever that needs to be in the same combo as Mike Jack, and The Weeknd is not him. He's not even in that second tier. Like he really is, like he's great. He's great.
What has he not done that what has he not done that Michael Jackson has done?
That The Weeknd is as good as Mike Jack.
What has he done? What has he not done that Michael Jackson has done?
Oh, bro, I can't wait, bro. Like Mike Jack went on stage for 5 minutes and they were just screaming. He didn't even talk. Like, don't put them. They both don't. I can get into their performances. They're not in the same planet as performers. Not in the same fucking planet. If we do the top 3 albums between the two of them, Mike Jack got all 3. Don't do this. Don't do this. You're nut. You're nut, and you're lying to yourself.
I'm not.
I'm
not. Dude, just think about it.
You're wrong.
He's done a Super Bowl. He's got billions of streams. He's the highest.
Now we talking about streams. Streams.
Dude, this is the most
one of the most streamed artists in the world.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we have the most access to music that we ever have had, and people still are streaming The Weeknd with the oversaturation of music that we have.
That comes into the whole idea of like people listening to new music more than older music. Just in that is when we clip this up on Instagram, they're gonna light your ass up.
I hope so.
This gonna be the first clip. Oh my god, they're gonna light your ass up.
I'll have a couple defenders, because I really,
you will be the couple. You'll comment from all your different accounts.
Yeah, my burners.
Yeah, they're gonna
my KD burners.
Yeah, they're gonna light your ass up, bro. I know I'm done. I don't think I want to hear any more comments about you in the weekend. I think I'm cool off that. I think I'm fucking cool off that.
You know what? That's fine. I will have to defend myself, I guess, in the comments. But hey, it's I'm just saying there's valid arguments there. But anyway, what else we got on the docket, man?
Well, to keep it on the theme of music, we had the 2025 Grammys this past Sunday. Surprisingly, nice. I know that Luka News kind of like took care of everything, and with the whole Palisades fire, pardon me, I know the Grammys were pushed back, but yeah, I feel like a couple months ago with Jairus, we went over some of the nominees and some of who we thought should win. And now that we have the winners, I want to not necessarily revisit, but I want to take a look at those winners. Where do you want to start? You want to start hip hop? You want to start as a whole? What we thinking?
Yeah, let's talk about the hip hop first. I feel like that's kind of where our lane's at. So let's start with let's do the best hip hop album, because I know this one was kind of controversial. People were mad about it, but
shout out Doechii the Don, bro. She becomes the 3rd female artist ever to win Best Rap Album at the Grammys. First was Lauryn Hill, next was Cardi B, and now Doechii the Don. And coincidentally, Cardi was the one that presented her with the award. It's amazing, bro. Even though I didn't have Doechii, Doechii put a great project out. And if you think it's one of the best rap albums of the year, last year was such a stacked year. I'm not mad at you for it. Yep. I'm not mad at you for it. Me personally, I think it should have been Future and Metro Boomin. Future and Metro Boomin having the year that they have and then walking away with 0 Grammys is blasphemous to me. Them starting this whole moment of rap beef between Kendrick, Drake, and Cole and leaving with basically no awards or nothing for 2 great projects is a conversation we can have later on in this episode. But I want to give so much love to Doechii. Denial is a River, Nissan Altima. Man, I'm so fucking happy for her and TDE, man. I'm a big fan of Doechii.
Hell yeah, me too. When I saw that she won, I was like, man, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. But if you listen to the album, man, she's so cool. She's so fucking nice with it, man. And I well deserved, man. I really can't say anything else, because you put it perfectly, man. It was a stacked lineup. She had a great album and a year of amazing albums. So if there were a lot of people that thought hers was the best, I'm not mad at it, because she really was cooking, man. And I'm excited to see what's next for her. And shout out to all the other nominees. Yeah, all the nominees.
Some more winners. I guess the biggest winner of the night, I think, is one of the biggest winner, Kendrick Lamar. Clean sweep, 5 for 5. I think he is now the 3rd most winning rapper in Grammy history. He's behind Jay-Z got 25, Kanye has 24, and I think he's at 22. Cox sources. Wow. And not like us, I think it's safe to say it is the greatest diss track of all time. Or at the very least, it should be in everybody's top 5. Yeah,
it cleaned house at the Grammys. And the fact that it has so much mainstream appeal is why I think I give it the title of best rap diss ever. I mean, it's so infectious. It came at the pinnacle of this beef, and yeah, well deserved, man. Kendrick is a GOAT. And I mean, even if he didn't win the Grammys, we appreciate Kendrick and we know how great he is, but it's nice that the Grammys recognized it too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to say, what's it called? Shout out to just the moment that it was, like seeing Mustard on the stage with Dave Free and Soundwave. It was so fly, man. Him up there with the Canadian tuxedo, denim on denim on denim. That wasn't a coincidence. That was not a coincidence. Let's keep it a bug. Another shout out I want to have is to Chris Brown winning for R&B album of the year with 11:11. I want to shout out Anderson .Paak and Knowledge winning for Why Lord. I think best R&B progressive album. I think. Yeah, no, dog. I'm so fucking happy. Like that shit
Beyonce
is
wins
so
album
fire.
of the year.
Yeah. How could I forget? She finally, after her whole illustrious career, Cowboy Carter gives her first album of the year, and she wins best country album. So that's just amazing. I feel like a lot of people are gonna have a lot to say about that one in particular, especially with Jay-Z's speech last year about her not winning an award. And it's funny that this was the Beyonce album that won album of the year, because I feel like everybody is kind of on the same time of like, this isn't Beyonce's best album.
No,
it's nowhere near it is, but she's earned a best album of the year. And if this is the one that gets it, so be it, because it still was a great project. Like, I don't listen to country music like that, but I listen to Beyonce album fairly decent. 16 carriages, Two Hands to Heavens. I fuck with the projects. I ain't mad at that. I'm surprised she won. I'm surprised that Billie Eilish didn't win nothing for Birds of a Feather, which I fucking love. But then again, I think of it, every time Billie Eilish comes out with an album, she sweeps normally. If this year you don't sweep, tough. Let hip hop, let black win. I'm cool with that. Finally.
Yeah. Grammy reparations, I'd say.
A little bit. Yeah, Chappell Roan won Best New Artist over Sabrina and Doechii, which I'm not mad at. Chappell, one of the white girls had to win, either her or Sabrina. Sabrina won for Please, 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 which is a dope ass track. I was cool for the most part with all the winners, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary for me.
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Grammys and all of the awards like that, but yeah, I mean, it is cool to see these great albums get recognition, these great artists get recognition, and yeah, man, I'm excited to see what 2025 has on the docket for us, because I know we did it at our end of year episode. So if you want to go check that out, we talk about our predictions for what we're going to see in 2025. But E, do you have maybe a prediction for who might be winning these awards next year?
Kendrick Lamar. We're about to do this all again with GNX comes up next year. We're going to do this all again. You think this victory lap is done?
No, probably not.
No. And you got Tyler's going to get some too for Chromacopia. The Weeknd is going to get some too for Hurry Up Tomorrow, especially with him performing this past year, which I'm kind of like, I don't know your stance on this. Like, how do you feel about him performing after he said what he said about the Grammys? Because I find it dope that the Grammys apologized for him, but like, I don't know. I would have loved him to stand on business and not show up.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Like, there is a part of me that wished he would have done that, but I don't know. I thought it was a dope performance. This is his last time like performing as The Weeknd, apparently. I don't know if that's actually true, but yeah, I don't know. I think you can't get too caught up in it at some point where he's trying to do promotion of his album too. It's just you got to take a win with it and kind of just move on. But yeah, E, real quick before we wrap up this Grammy conversation, is there anyone that you think got snubbed, or anyone that should have won that didn't win? besides
the big,
Future and Metro.
yeah, that was gonna be my one. Like, I think Future and Metro really. I'm happy for Doechii. I really am. Like, I don't want to come across as hating, but I feel like with them not winning, people are gonna really underestimate how great of a year Future and Metro had. 2 projects, one of the best songs of the year. I still think Like That should have won Best Rap Song of the Year. And them not really to have any awards to show for it. Kind of disappointing. But I am happy for Doechii, though. I really fucking am, man. That's so dope. TDE did it again. Another superstar. Yep. Another superstar.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of superstars, this one might not be on the docket, but this weekend was full of surprises, and including that was the Royal Rumble, because we saw John Cena make it to the final 2 and lose to Jey Uso. How are we feeling, man?
Dog, I'm not gonna lie. The E in my heart was I wanted Cena to win. I wanted we getting 17 Cena fans. Don't you worry, 17 is coming. But I'm also proud of like the evolution of John Cena, because John Cena in 2010 would have not put over Jey Uso, who is arguably probably is the most over superstar in the WWE universe, especially this past year. Like, he's so over. He is so over. He really is main event Jey Uso, and he's about to main event WrestleMania. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. I'm not too mad of it.
I'm a little upset.
Why, you wanted Cena?
I did. Just because I wanted to see Cena win the Rumble. It seems so unlikely. And the fact that he got down to the final 2, I was like, man, I guess it is a little too good. He's probably got to do the Elimination Chamber, and
he said it. He said it. I think afterwards in the press conference, I think he mentioned Elimination Chamber, about that being teasing that going to be the avenue. Maybe he gets a title shot from there. But I love the storyline they're building with Jey and Gunther. I think that's amazing. It reminds me of Kofi and Daniel Bryan from a couple years ago. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go the Roman route. It seems like to me they're going to put a pause on this whole, not a pause, right? But this whole Cody and bloodline with Roman and everything. It sounds like what they're lining up to me to prioritize for this WrestleMania is Rollins versus CM Punk. No. Pardon me. Rollins versus Reigns and
Punk, probably. That's what I'm hearing. It's a triple threat. Yeah.
Them 3, and then you do Gunther and Jey. Which I think is amazing.
The only thing would leave who does Cody fight? There are a lot of things still leading up to Mania that we've got to answer. But Charlotte wins the Women's Rumble, which I kind of saw coming. Again, just kind of feel kind of iffy about Charlotte. She's cool, but we knew it was coming to go against Tiffany.
It's been a minute too since we've seen Charlotte, right? Like
it's been 2 years.
2 years, yeah. Last time was when Rhea took the belt off of her at Mania. Was the last time we seen her. So 2 years, fuck it, man. I'm ready to see some Charlotte Flair. We had Alexis Bliss, pardon me, right?
Yeah, Alexa Bliss came back, man.
Alexa Bliss came back, which is fly. We had Nikki Bella come back, and looks like she's gonna be in it. With the women's division keeps getting better. I know everybody, me included, really wanted AJ Lee. She's not coming back, bro. We just need to get that up.
AJ Lee's done. She's not coming back. But no, it was cool seeing the NXT women come up too. We saw, just a lot of surprises. The ladder match.
What's her name from TNA? Jordan Grace.
Oh yeah, dude. How could I forget about Jordan Grace, man? She was fucking awesome. But yeah, the ladder match was awesome, and the men's rumble, besides the result, in my opinion, I think Jay's cool. But I really would like to see John Cena.
Cena's gonna get a shot.
Yeah. But any final thoughts, man, before we wrap up this awesome first episode of season 5 of our recording?
I just want to let you guys know out there, thank you so much for supporting us. I appreciate all the kind words that you send me and Gage. I know Gage appreciates it too for noticing the NBC stuff. It's amazing, man. And we want to let you know the price just went up. Going forward, if you want to come on AWR, we charge you $200 every 30 minutes. If you want to do 2 guests, we're going to have some sort of type of deal with $100 per guest. Shit, maybe we'll work some shit out, but just let you guys know, man. AWR to the fucking moon. I'm so pumped for what 2025 got for us. If it's starting like this already, woo!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you all so much for all the support. We really do appreciate it. And it's the only reason we're here. So we thank y'all so much for another episode of our recording and the end of episode 1 of season 5. It's been the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton. I'm 007 Gage Sutton. Thank y'all for watching, and we will see y'all next time.
Peace. AWR to the moon.
To the moon.